The 1982p Washington quarter is a United States coin that belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932 to honor the first President of the United States, George Washington. The P mint mark on the 1982 quarter indicates that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is one of the main U.S. mint facilities responsible for producing circulation coinage for everyday use across the country. In 1982, Washington quarters were still made primarily for circulation using a copper-nickel-clad composition, meaning the coin contains an inner core of copper sandwiched between outer layers of copper-nickel alloy. This composition replaced the earlier silver quarters that were produced before 1965. When discussing a 1982p Washington quarter in bad or heavily circulated condition, it is important to understand that such coins were produced in extremely large quantities for daily commercial use, and as a result, most surviving examples show significant wear, scratches, smoothing of details, and loss of original mint luster. A coin in bad condition typically means it has been heavily circulated, possibly even damaged, with worn-out features such as the date being partially faded, Washington's portrait lacking fine detail, and the eagle on the reverse side appearing flat or almost unrecognizable. In numismatic grading terms, such a coin would often fall into categories like good G, very good VG, or fine F depending on how much detail remains visible. The 1982p quarter does not contain any silver content, so its intrinsic metal value is relatively low and is based mainly on its face value of 25 cents, unless it is found in a rare high mint state condition, which is not the case for heavily worn examples. During 1982, the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters, so the coin is considered very common in circulation. Because of this high mintage, even well-preserved specimens are not considered rare, and worn examples are extremely common and typically not sought after by collectors unless they are part of a complete year set or used for educational purposes in coin grading studies. The obverse of the coin features George Washington's profile facing left, originally designed by sculptor John Flanagan, and includes inscriptions such as, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year, 1982. In heavily worn condition, these inscriptions may still be visible but often appear flattened or weak due to continuous handling in circulation over many years. The reverse design shows an eagle with wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing strength and peace. On a badly worn 1982p quarter, the eagle's feather details may be almost completely smooth, and the arrow lines may blend into the background due to circulation wear. Collectors generally classify such coins as junk circulated coins, in terms of numismatic premium, meaning they have no significant collectible value beyond face value. However, even in poor condition, the coin still carries historical importance as part of the early 1980s U.S. coinage system, a period when inflation and high circulation demand led to massive production of clad coinage. Some beginners in coin collecting may still keep such coins as part of date runs, where they collect one coin from each year, regardless of condition. In terms of error varieties, the 1982p Washington quarter is not widely known for major valuable mint errors, although minor variations such as weak strikes, die cracks, or slight planchette imperfections can occasionally be found, especially in circulated coins. However, in heavily damaged condition, it becomes extremely difficult to identify any collectible mint errors because wear can destroy the distinguishing features needed for verification. The value of a badly conditioned 1982p quarter generally remains at face value, 25 cents, although in bulk coin lots or bank rolls it might be traded in groups for convenience rather than individual premium pricing. The coin's copper-nickel composition gives it a dull grayish appearance when worn, and over time, exposure to air, moisture, and handling can cause staining, discoloration, or dark toning, especially in coins that have been stored in poor environments. Despite its lack of monetary premium, the 1982p quarter still serves as a useful example for studying circulation wear patterns, showing how repeated friction in pockets, cash registers, and vending machines gradually erodes fine design elements. For educational purposes, numismatists often compare heavily worn examples with uncirculated specimens to understand strike quality and metal durability. While many people mistakenly assume that old quarters might be valuable simply due to age, the 1982p quarter demonstrates that modern U.S. coinage value depends far more on rarity, mint errors, and condition rather than just the year of production. In conclusion, a 1982p Washington quarter in bad condition is a very common circulated coin with minimal collector value, but it still holds historical and educational significance as part of the broader Washington quarter series, reflecting U.S. minting practices in the early 1980s and the everyday currency used by millions of Americans during that period. The Washington quarter without a mint mark in bad or heavily circulated condition is a common United States coin that often confuses new collectors, and to fully understand it in detail, it is important to know its minting background, design features, composition, circulation history, grading condition, and realistic market value. In 1969, Washington quarters were produced at multiple U.S. mint facilities, mainly Philadelphia and Denver, and coins from Denver carry a D mint mark while Philadelphia coins were traditionally struck without any mint mark, so a 1969 quarter without a mint mark simply means it was minted in Philadelphia, and this is completely normal, not rare or error related. The coin features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse designed by John Flanagan, with inscriptions such as, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year, 1969, while the reverse displays the heraldic eagle with wings spread, holding arrows and an olive branch symbolizing war and peace, a design that remained in circulation for decades. By 1969, U.S. quarters were made using a copper-nickel-clad composition rather than silver, meaning the coin contains no precious metal value and is instead made from a copper core sandwiched between nickel layers, giving it durability but low intrinsic worth. When discussing bad condition, this refers to coins that have been heavily circulated over many years, resulting in significant wear such as smooth or barely visible facial features of Washington, flattened lettering, heavy scratches, rim dents, discoloration, dirt buildup, and sometimes corrosion or environmental damage, and in numismatic grading terms such coins typically fall into lower grades like good G4, very good VG8, or fine F12. In this worn condition, a 1969 Washington quarter generally has little to no collector premium and is usually worth only its face value of 25 cents because millions were minted and widely circulated, making it extremely common in today's coin market. However, collectors sometimes look for rare mint errors that can dramatically increase value even in circulated condition, such as double die obverse errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, die cracks, or wrong planchette strikes, which can turn an ordinary-looking coin into a highly valuable collectible depending on rarity and demand. Despite viral claims online suggesting that such coins are worth thousands or even millions of dollars, standard 1969 quarters without rare errors are not considered rare and do not reach extreme values, and reputable grading services like PCGS and NGC confirm that typical examples remain common circulation coins rather than investment-grade rarities. Overall, the 1969 Washington quarter without mint mark is an important part of U.S. coinage history, representing the post-silver era of American currency and the widespread circulation economy of the late 1960s, and while it may not hold significant monetary value in worn condition, it remains an interesting collectible for beginners learning about coin grading, mint marks, and error identification, and it serves as a reminder that even ordinary pocket change should be carefully examined because rare exceptions do exist, even if they are uncommon. Next up,